Hello everyone, it's Matt here from Ghostfire Studios, and today I'm going to bring you a review of Battlefield 3's multiplayer component. Now, I know a lot of reviews have focused on the negative sides of the campaign, but I'm only going to be reviewing the actual multiplayer side of the game, because to be honest, that's what I'm here for. The campaign I've been playing, and to be honest, it is quite fun. So that's just the icing on the cake really. Haven't tried any co-op yet, as I'm waiting for Wazza to get on the game. So we'll start out with the gameplay of the multiplayer. As you will see in the background, there is some footage starting off with a little tiny bit of rush on Damavand Peak, and then moving on to rush attack on Carg Island. We win Damavand Peak, and I'm only in it for about 5 minutes, so it's a pretty good game, and then we lose to Carg Island. But I've got to say, it's a lot of fun. Bringing me on to the gameplay section of this review. I won't be speaking much about the gameplay, as at the moment I can't see it on my screen. I'm waiting for it to compile with DxTory. The gameplay in multiplayer is basically exactly what you've seen if you've played the beta and or played the full game already. From the beta to the full game, they seem to have fixed the hit detection and notification lag significantly. I'm no longer walking behind cover and then dying from bullets. I'm not getting hit with one bullet and dying instantly. So it does seem as if DICE has spent a lot of tireless hours working on the game to polish it to what it is today. The gunplay is good, the one-on-one battles is amazing, tanks versus infantry is balanced, all vehicles seem balanced, even the helicopters, which I believe were slightly unbalanced in Battlefield Bad Company 2. So, the next section we're moving on to is graphics. As with most Battlefield games in the series, graphics is always one of the top priorities. Every series has pushed the limit of what is available on the PC and or console to the max. You see the graphics of Battlefield 2 at the time, those were immense. Battlefield Bad Company 2 brought a new standard, and Battlefield 3 pushes that standard through the roof and up to the moon. The visuals all around are absolutely stunning. The campaign is amazing, but mostly the multiplayer has exactly the same graphics and textures as the campaign. From going underground in the metro and seeing the wet floor, to seeing the desert drylands of Carg Island, all the guns in the game are beautifully textured, the sunlight shining down, the inside of vehicles when you look around, everything is just amazing. I'm just going to put this out there, when it comes to graphics in 2011, I think Battlefield 3 will be king, but may be rivaled with games such as Skyrim, which also looks beautiful on PC. And the next topic in this review is the maps of Battlefield 3. The game itself ships with 9 maps on the disc for the default game mode, and for those who pre-ordered it, an extra 4 maps which come in the form of the Back to Karkand expansion pack, which will be released sometime this year, free to those who pre-ordered and paid for those who didn't. The 9 maps that come with the game are massive. Some are smaller than others, but in total you could probably fit about 3 of every other first-person shooter map into one Battlefield 3 map. Although there are only 9 maps in the game to start with, each of the maps is very highly detailed and very expansive, and each play in all 6 or 7 game modes I believe there are. They're all really just centered around either Rush, Conquest or Deathmatch. And from that, this moves me on to my next topic, which is the game modes. After logging into Battlelog, I can now confirm there are 6 game modes in the game: Conquest Large, Conquest Rush, Squad Deathmatch and Team Deathmatch. Conquest and Conquest Large revolve around capturing a certain amount of flags on the map, usually between 3 and 5. Each team has a set amount of tickets, and the enemy team bleeds tickets by getting kills on the opposing team or having more than half of the flags on the map. The team who reaches 0 loses the game. Rush, which is the game mode on the screen now, it pits attackers against defenders. The attackers have to arm and blow up 2 MCOM stations per base, and the defenders have to kill them from a certain amount of times, around about 100, to stop them from progressing through the map. Squad Rush is pretty much the same thing, except this time there is only one objective per area of the map, and the maps are significantly smaller. Squad Deathmatch, on the other hand, which is a new game mode introduced in Battlefield Bad Company 2, puts 4 teams of 4 players against each other on a smaller, maybe one base of rush area of a map, and the first player to get to 50 or 100 kills, or the first team of 4 players to get to 50 or 100 kills, wins the game. And finally, the brand new addition to the Battlefield series, Team Deathmatch, which puts 12 players against another team of 12 players, totaling 24, against each other in a race to get 50 or 100 kills, similar to most team deathmatches in other first-person shooter games. This is probably a move to please a more wider audience that don't really like objective-oriented gameplay. As I stated before, all game types will be playable on all 9 maps. Maps will take different shapes and sizes in different types of variants. Conquests will be the biggest, Rush will be the second biggest, and team deathmatches will be held on various sections of the different maps, and you won't have to run across the entire map just to find one person. This brings me on to the next section of my review, which is DICE's future plans for Battlefield 3. DICE have stated that they plan to support the game after launch with multiple DLC packs. They haven't announced what they plan on doing yet, whether it will be expansion packs or map packs, or they did say they're not going to release VIP map packs like they did in Bad Company 2 because all game modes are already playable on all maps. So their plan is to release either map packs or expansion packs, such as, Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam and the upcoming Back to Kharkam pack, which is a flashback pack from Battlefield 2 maps, retextured into the Battlefield 3 Frostbite 2 engine with updated graphics, destruction, and the addition of Rush and Team Deathmatch, I assume. So, that is everything about future plans. Let's go on to the overall score. As you will have seen by that little thing I designed in Photoshop, I would give Battlefield 3 a solid 9.5 out of 10. The reason I don't give it a 10 is because there are some issues still, laggy servers, some campaign issues with textures popping, nothing game breaking, it just isn't the perfect game. I'm sure after a few patches Battlefield 3 will be absolutely amazing and I'll be playing it for years to come. So, that is the end of this review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed and agree with my thoughts, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and I will leave you with a little bit of a final clip. I'm sorry I can't show the whole gameplay, but it is 25 minutes. I'll just show you me taking A. After many attempts, I do manage to take A on this base, even though we do lose on the next base. So enjoy the little PTFO clip, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in more Battlefield 3 videos.